In my previous video, I did a review of the Radian Ramjet with Afterburner on this very Ruger RXM. The version of the Ramjet with Afterburner was specifically for a Gen 3 Glock 19, which works perfectly for the RXM, and offered a troubleshooting guide for the very few people who may have had issues. Well, no sooner than I uploaded that video, a week later, Radian offered a version specific to the RXM that takes any guesswork out. The barrel is the same, but the comp is a little bit different and fits flush with the RXM. Now, you don't have to guess, you don't have to worry about it. Just buy it and install it on your gun. It's extremely easy to install. All you need to do for installation, in fact, is to install the barrel and spring like you normally would, put the comp over the barrel, and use the one screw and tighten it down to 15 inch-pounds. Radian specifically says not to use Loctite, and because this does not use threads, and because it does not thread onto a barrel, this compensator and barrel is 50 state legal. Let's address a couple of key points here. Do you need this? The answer is no. If you're having trouble with your shots, a Radian Ramjet with Afterburner is not going to help you. Go back, get some more experience, find out what you're doing wrong, try to ask your instructor, try to ask different guides on YouTube, or see if you can troubleshoot on your own, because this is not going to amplify your shots. This is simply just to reduce felt recoil and to keep your optic dot in frame, and it does exactly as advertised to do. I will tell you right now that these things are pretty expensive. In fact, this thing costs almost as much as an RXM does. So you got to pay to play. If you want to determine that it's not worth it for you, by all means. I think it's worth every penny, and I wouldn't want to shoot this RXM without it. In fact, when I bought this RXM, I got the modifications on this gun top to bottom within a few days after I got the gun. Never shot it before. This gun has only ever been shot comped, and I've never had a single issue or a misfeed or failure in the battery, etc., etc. This aftermarket add-on does not interfere with accuracy, and I can verify this with 3 other RXMs that do not have the Ramjet with Afterburner and are using all the stock guide rod, which is 16 pounds, with the non-threaded barrel version. If I were forced to complain about something, and I don't even want to say it's a complaint, it's more nitpicking, I would say that it does add just a teensy bit more muzzle flash, and I will tell you that the concussion feel is just a tad bit more. A couple times I was shooting, there was a guy in the lane next to me shooting a .357 Magnum, and 2 lanes down from him, a guy was running 12-gauge slugs through a Maverick 88. It's not really that loud, it's not really that much more concussion. You're probably not even gonna notice. The girlfriend who's obsessed with Hello Kitty and stuffed animal plushies didn't even notice, didn't even complain about that. So if she didn't complain, neither should you. And I would obviously say pay attention to sale prices, discount codes, coupons, etc., wherever you can buy it, because anywhere where you can get money off of this is gonna be a benefit, because yeah, they're expensive. I ran approximately 350 rounds of MagTech 115 grain FMJ through this at the gun range, and it performed without a flaw. And it was almost too good. In fact, let me show you this scene right here. I was trying to loosen my grip. I was trying to limp wrist it. I was trying to make every rookie mistake I possibly could. Stovepipe, failure to go into battery, misfeed, anything I could possibly do to get this thing to underperform, and it just wouldn't do it. Maybe I got lucky, I don't know. But as you can see, I was running this gun pretty much without a break, short of filling my 3 magazines with ammunition, and I was getting that barrel pretty hot, and it was still performing without a flaw. I would also love to be able to show you the firearm level with the camera. I didn't have anywhere to mount it in the lane. It's kind of narrow. I don't have any fancy camera equipment. The only thing I have is my camera on my phone, and I have this neck mount thing that clips to your phone. I was trying to get a POV. Didn't work out too well, but it was $12 on TikTok of the tick, whatever, wherever these kids eat Tide Pods these days. It was on the shop for 12 bucks. I couldn't pass it up. I also tried to get a couple double taps in and a little bit of rapid fire as best as I possibly could. Elmer Fudd was right behind me the entire time, so I tried to sneak it in where I could. Generally speaking, the range is okay if I do it because they know me very well and they know I'm not a fool. This is the best I could get. But when I played back my camera footage, I would say the range has bigger problems. Let's take a second to make a quick public service announcement. You see the guy in the lane next to me? Notice how he has his booger picker wrapped around the trigger the entire time he was trying to clear the chamber. He was trying to chamber a new round. He was trying to diagnose. He was having some misfeed and failures to go into battery, was having issues with his gun in general. Whatever you do, if you have to clear a jam, you have to fix something with your gun, you have to figure out what's going on, do so without having your finger wrapped around the trigger until you are ready to fire. I did not notice this until I looked back at my camera footage a day later, and this absolutely got me riled up. This is the stuff that ruins it for everybody else, especially when they're attacking our Second Amendment rights by the second. We don't need this. This guy was at least double my age, and I'm an old fart at 32 years old. There's no excuse for this. Also, dude, just the last pad of the center of your index finger. You don't have to hug that thing all the way in. That's why all your shots were pulling to the right. Just saying. So a quick recap. The Radian Ramjet with Afterburner does exactly as advertised. Reduces recoil, makes the follow-up shots a lot more crisp. If you have an optic, it keeps your optic dot in frame. Does not interfere with accuracy, though it is a bit on the pricey side. 100% worth it. This is more for the intermediate/advanced shooter, and there's nothing wrong with having it. They're a lot of fun. I like this one because non-threaded makes it 50 state legal. You don't have to guess. And the profile of the compensator is a lot more versatile and allows for more use of a wide variety of holsters, especially if they're more open-ended. And keeping your profile down instead of having it longer is always better. The last thing I want to say, and this isn't always, but generally speaking, these gun tubers who are trying to promote a product, it's generally garbage. Most of them have a reason, likely financial, to push a product on their channel. I paid my own way for this and wanted nothing financially for it. So if I'm out there putting a product or trying to show you something that I believe in, trust me when I say it's definitely worth the investment. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother. I would tell you that it's something you should buy or maybe something to avoid, and I would say why, just like I hoped I did in this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it a lot. So please, drop a comment below. Love to hear your thoughts. Would love to see you subscribe to my channel to help continue it grow, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.